Hello everybody, it's me, Major Graft, and we are here for part 2 of this amazing cathedral build where I will be teaching you how I go about planning such a huge build, how I do mega builds, and also going step by step through how to build this for yourself if you want to give it a go. So without further ado, let's get on with it. So last episode we got the front facade up here, we got these two towers either side and the middle section with the doors in, and things started to look something like our original, but things are going to start flying up in this episode. If you are enjoying this, guys, I'm trying to get the channel monetized, for which I need 1,000 subscribers, so any of you guys who want to give me some support, you like the content, then please do consider subscribing. But that said, we need to actually start building something. So what we're going to be doing today, and I'm going to show you on this first so that it makes sense, is we are going to put in this section here on which the dome stands. It's actually just a square here. And these 4 pillars, 1, 2, and 3 and 4, are actually our inside pillars in the middle of the build, which we mapped out last time. They are here, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So the first thing we're going to do is just build each of these 4 pillars up in exactly the same as we did last episode, just on top of each of those orange spots we build up, and we're going to build up 34 height. So as you can see, that's our first one done. We're going to do 4 more, and then we are simply just going to join them all up at the top on the outside like this, just all the way around to make a square. And if you're wondering why it's been a few weeks between episodes on this, I apologise. I'm actually in the process of moving house, so that's taking out of my filming time, but we will try and get these done as close together as possible. So here we have this structure now built, which, as you can see, is the square bit of the build that the dome sits on top of. And we're going to put this in first because all of our roofs, this one and each one either side and the one coming out of the back, all join onto this part of the build, and it's easier to put this in first just to show you guys what I'm talking about. Now in reality, if you were doing this in survival, you'd build this in a different order, but because I have fly, I can do it this way. If you are doing it in survival, then you may want to watch this whole thing through first to see what it looks like, and then maybe plot your own way through how you build this up, but we'll leave that for you to figure out. What we're going to do next is we're going to take our stone, and in here, in between the 2 layers of the post, like that, one behind the ridge, we're going to come in and put these walls in here. And we're not going to do too much of this, because most of it you don't see, because as you see over on the build, the roof touches this part here, but we are going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 down on each side, and then we'll put the roof in afterwards. So we've put that section of wall in there. What we're now going to do is start to put in the roof as it goes from one side to the other, and all we need to do that is come in with your polished andesite behind this frame that we did last episode, and as you can see, the andesite will go half step lower than our polished stone slabs, like that, so it gives that little lip, that little ridge, which is intentional to try and again give some depth. But we're just going to come in here and do the entire A-frame, and usually I'll try and vary up things, like the top one I'll pop in that different chiseled stone block, and then we carry on with the pattern all the way down like so. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put in the top line of it, and what it looks like actually is some stone brick slabs, and we're going to do 4 of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to pop in a chiseled, and then 4, and we're going to keep doing that till we get almost to the end. So this is how far we've got. We've come 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them in, and then at this point we, instead of putting 4 in, we put 3 in, and then another one of these, and then we put 2 in, and then we can finish off here with, instead of the chiseled stone, just a normal stone just to attach it on. And as you can see, it meets up just below the top of this ledge, which is perfect. And then all we need to do is to put in your actual roof either side. If you can see on the original, it's got snow on it. It used to be built on a mountain. I used the nether bricks. You can use whatever colour you like, and it's entirely your own stylistic choice there. I'm going to pop them in over here now. And I thought, for a bit of fun, instead of the nether brick, I thought we'd try and make a copper roof just to see what that would look like, because we're actually in 1.17 now. And all we're going to do is, at the back of each of these polished andesites, we're just going to go all the way along and make the ridge line on every single one of these polished andesite blocks. And we can come all the way to the other end and just let it touch against that stone wall. So once you get down to this level, I've done one side and not the other. I'll do the other side off camera. But when we come to here and you've done every single one of those, you want to go one down and bed that in right down to there. And that just finishes off this section of the roof. And there we go. I actually miscounted by one. Oh, I didn't actually. I'm wrong. There we go. It's perfect. 7 was the right amount there. So what we're going to do is, at the same level as this, we're going to take our stone bricks and we're going to fill in here by 2 where the tower is. And then when we get to the end of the tower, we're just going to do 1 all the way across till we get to here where the next pillar is. We don't need to go any further than that. And then what we can do is we can add the detailing onto the roof. Now all I did is get these smooth stone slabs and every other one of these, so not this one but this one, then not this one but this one, and not this one but this one, we're going to do 1 slab each layer down all the way down to the bottom there, and that just breaks up this, otherwise it's a very long, flat, monotonous roof. So it's good to put in that little extra detail to make it a bit more visually stimulating to the eye. It makes it look a bit more like it's a massive build. The problem with big flat surfaces, if you're trying to give the illusion of a very big build, is that you wouldn't often see those big massive flat surfaces without some kind of detail or something happening on them. So when we look at the original, you can see on top of each of these chiseled stone blocks is these spike-like details. So what we're going to do is we're going to have them on the top here, but we're also going to have them down on the sides. And if you notice, looking from the side here, each one matches the lower one with the upper one, and we can figure out where they should go from that. So that's how we decide where to put these. And we're going to go and put them on our new build over here. And what we're going to do is half block up from our stone bricks there, we're going to put in these until we see a chiseled stone there. So we can take that out and put in a chiseled stone to match the one up there, and then it should follow the similar pattern. So we're going to do 3, and we know there's one up there because we've got those stone slabs to help us, so we'll pop in another one, and then from there on it should be just like we did the top, 4 slabs and then another. So we can 2, 3, 4 and chiseled, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4 and a chiseled, 1, 2, 3, 4 and a chiseled, and then we are finished. Now we've got the basics of this roof on, we're going to start thinking about structure again and realism. So this roof would absolutely have to have a wall that it is sitting on to make sure that it is supported, and that will have been held up by pillars. So you can see we have our pillars marked out already, and you can probably guess what I'm going to say already. But what we're going to do is we're going to bring each of these 1, 2 and 3 pillars all the way up, and if we've done the job right, what you'll find is that this neatly supports the roof. So that's how we decide where these pillars go. These go directly under the bottom of the roof, so that it looks like all of that weight is being held up by these pillars. Now you will notice that this pillar nearest to the door is a little bit strange, because when it comes up you would think it would join up with this tower detail here. It doesn't. You can't actually notice that from the inside, so that's a little bit of a cheat on my part, but all that will happen is you'll get a double layer. So as it comes up here, it will come right to the roof. We don't need to worry what that looks like because we're going to be putting some roof detailing here, but it will, from this side, look like a double pillar. We will disguise that, and it will make more sense when we start putting the detailing into these side walls. So that's our inner pillars put in. Now we're going to start thinking about we're going to have a wall section with a window here, and then from here we're going to have that secondary sloped roof that comes out to here, and we will start building up these pillars here that support that secondary sloped roof. If we look at it on the finished one, what we're going to be doing is putting in these pillars here to here, and then putting the sloped roof into here, and then we'll be putting these big circular windows in, or semicircular I suppose. And then after we've done that, we'll put in these, what they call flying buttresses. If these narrow things here are buttresses that give weight to support these pillars, these flying buttresses are here to support the weight of these walls so that they don't fall out on themselves with the weight. So they are acting like half bridges almost. These are made to be flying buttresses, that is, they're not solid, they have a gap here, because what they wanted to do when they were designing these buildings is let light into the windows. And if you put massive, great big solid walls here at every single buttress, you would never get any light in, and the inside of the cathedral will be incredibly gloomy. So that's why they built things this way. So let's get them onto our build now. Let's start getting these pillars up here. We're going to be doing 1, 2, 3, 4, and then these two out here, 5, 6. There's 6 pillars, and each of them we're going to build 12 high, just like we did with the inner pillars. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And the same will happen all the way around for these 6. Now, I was a little bit silly here, and I forgot that last time we put the base walls in on the right hand side over here, but not in on the left hand side. So what we're going to do is, you should already have these in if you followed the last tutorial. All I'm going to do is make sure that they are in this side as well. You will have noticed when we were building these 12 high pillars that if you're following along, you will be building on top of these, which are already 3 high. So you will just be adding another 9. So just like that on top of each. So that's what yours should look like all the way around for these 6 pillars on both sides of your build. Right, now we've rectified that situation and put in our foundations on both sides, we can get back to where we were, and that is we have 3 high of the foundation and then 9 more, which means the top of these pillars are 12 blocks, and we need to put the walls in next, which is super simple. We're just going to go for some grey stone, and we are simply going to, in the middle of the pillars here, we're going to fill each gap all the way up to exactly the same level with stone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now, at this point, you could just go ahead and put in the row here with solid blocks. I thought, just to add a little bit of detail, that you could instead use a stair block. One there and one there. That again just gives a little bit more detail, and you can again come in at every bit where you've got a stone wall, as you can see, and pop them all in upside down, just to make those nice little archway shapes. And where we have the pillar sections, you can just pop in a full block there, just to make sure that that goes all the way across, like so, and one more. And then what we're going to do is come in with our smooth stone slabs and go, not at this level, but the next one above it here, and just go all the way along and outline it. And that's what that should look like. You can see the underneath layer with the arched stairs, and then the next layer up with the slabs. You can of course come in just like we did with these pillars and fill up those cores with whatever your block of choice is, like my nether blocks here. I'm going to do that, and then we'll move on to the next bit. Now, before we start putting that sloped roof in, I think it will be easier for us to put in the circular windows in here first, and then put the roof in so that you can see what's happening a bit more straightforwardly. And what you're going to do is, once you're at the level of these stairs here, you can put one more in there until we're level with these pillars here, and we're going to take the stone bricks like this here in line with the outside of the pillars, if you see what I mean, so that they connect up like that. We're going to go all the way across, 1 gap, 2 gap, and oops, 3 gaps like so, and we have this here. And then what we're going to do is put in another layer of stone bricks behind it here in the middle, in between the 2 parts of the pillar here, so that's easier to come in from behind, perhaps like that. And that is the layer on which we're going to build the circular windows, and the circular windows are really straightforward. You're just going to do 3 at the bottom, do 3 in an L shape there, and then you can do 1 and 1 and then 3 up either side. Bump, bump. You can put in that L shape with the stone bricks again, and then you can come back in with your polished andesite and do a 1, and you should be able to put in 3 at the top, and then you'll have that 1 gap. So again, you can just come in and fill that in with the stone. You'll notice I've got 2 of these circular windows now, but this section here is not quite as long. They're 7 long and this is 5 long, so I had a little bit of a design decision to do here. And what I did, and don't ask me why, it just felt right at the time. Sometimes that's the way building is with Minecraft, is I just did this with some stone and then put a middle one up there like that, and 2, 3, 4, 5. I left a 5 gap for some of these long thin windows, and then we're going to layer up some detail on top of these, because obviously these look a bit flat, especially around the top, so we need to start giving some detailing there. And the detailing on these sections is really not that complicated. What we did do was make sure that that slab goes all the way out to the end there, and then in each corner we put in a normal stone brick stair like that, and in the 5 wide one we put 3 in like that, and then we put up. So obviously all of this detail has to just be moved 1 block lower, so we can come in and knock it all out and then start again from here. So we put the stone slabs here, pop them across, and then we can do the same again. Blocks, upturned stairs, and sideways stairs, just like that. And we're going to do the same all the way across to there. So then, now that we've got this far, we can start to think about putting in the roof section here. Before we do that, I would recommend coming in and just bringing each of your pillars 1 higher, and the reason why will become clearer in a moment. But that's just so that we don't put more than we need to. We're only going to do this side for now because we haven't put in this wall yet, so we can't do that side. We're going to do it all the way up to here and stop there, but we're going to start down at this end, and we're going to bring, this time we do slabs. Up here we did full blocks, so we had a slightly steeper roof. Here we've got a shallower roof, and we're going to start here, and we're going to put this slanted roof in here. So you've got the stone brick, the stone, and then half above it there, we start there, and then just work your way all the way up. Oh, too much. Like so. We're going to run out of space there, but that's fine. We're going to go 1 layer out here, and what you should find is that it matches up just perfectly with there. And as you can imagine, then it's just simply a matter of making these just follow all the way across till you get to the last pillar, which is about here. Now that we've got one face done here, then we need to move to this side, because obviously at this point it turns in an L shape and this sloped roof comes this way. So what we need to do is, just like we did here, we need to build up this pillar here up, put the wall in here, and then bring up the roof to meet it and fill that wall in. And after that, of course, the last job is to bring up these flying buttresses up to their final height and put the supports in that go in towards the building. This is going to feel really familiar now, but all we're going to do is this pillar here and this pillar here are going to be built up, and this time we are going to build them up to 29 in height. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, and 29. And that's the height that we're going to go for this wall here. Now, no matter how much you have a system and how much you plan, you're always going to do things that are maybe a little bit off your plan as you're building naturally if you're not going from a tutorial and you're just building from your own head. So here I did something different and I'll show you how I did it. You can also change this if you want. So here, these walls have been built in the middle of these 3x3 pillars, as I've said, so that the details work both inside and out. For some reason, on this wall, I did something completely different, and I built the wall and the windows at the level of the back here. So we're going to firstly put in a layer of stone brick there like that, and what we're going to do is going to work the windows down. So we're going to do a 1 and then a 1 and then 2, and then you can fill that down. Oh, wrong block. There we go, fixed. And then we're going to do 8 and the side down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And at the 8th level you can bring it across, and as you can see that brings it level with the bottom of all of these windows to keep it the same. So we just bring that back up the same on the other side. We can fill this in exactly as it was on the other side, and there we have a window. Now we're just going to copy that across exactly the same to this side. As I've been reconstructing this, I think I have discovered the reason that I did this the last time. So as we continue the process, just like we did on this side, of just raising those up one like that, and then building up this roof here, which is going to be in there first of all, and then layered up. Here it turns the corner, so you're going to go like that, all the way out, and then you're going to go one more out in the L shape, just like that. And as we build it all up, what happens is this layer will land exactly at the bottom of the window, and I think that is why I built it one more in, so that this wouldn't abruptly stop and then it would smoothly fill this full L shape of this roof out, which you'll see when I've finished it. And there we have it, there's our lower roof section done. All we need to do now is put some of the detailing in around the windows, just like we did here, and build up our buttresses. So once again, this detailing is going to feel very familiar. We're going to put some stone brick stairs the right way up there, and then we're going to come up here with the full stone bricks, and we're going to put 2 here, like this, because it's a slightly wider. And then we're going to come in with our stone brick stairs, and we're going to put an upturned one there, and then an upturned one there further out. And we're going to do that the same on every single one. We'll do that quickly, like so. Bum, bum. And then we're going to come here and put in your sideways ones to mirror that arch. If you see, all the detailing mirrors the shape of the arch just above it like that. And then all I did was just to finish that off so there wasn't a gap in the roof. We pop them in there, and we're going to come in at this level on our second one out and bring your slabs right across. And once you've got those slabs in, we're going to knock a few out and pop in these chiseled stone bricks instead, just like we did here. And we're going to put them at the apex of these arched windows, so pop that out and pop that in there, and also in the middle of the pillars there like that. So we should have 4 in total. Now our next little job is to fill in these pillars here and these pillars here, and they are really simple, just like we've done on every other single one. You probably are starting to read my mind by now, but we're going to pop in the nether brick here and go all the way up, just like that, on every single one, and fill them in. And at last we're going to get to these flying buttresses, and it's really simple. We're going to pick up our stone bricks again, and we're going to put 7 more onto these to bring them up to that height for these 3 here. So we have 3 more left here. These ones are going to go a little bit higher because they correspond to the wall that they're adjoining to, and these ones are going to adjoin this way, and therefore they're going to go up a little bit higher, and we're going to go 12 more up. And then we need to finish off the detailing on this, so we're going to come in with the polished andesite this time. You'll notice that most of this build has 2 base blocks to it. It has the stone brick and the stone, and our choices for other blocks are used to break that up. Sometimes we use the nether brick, but this time, at this level, we're going to come in and core these with the polished andesite instead. Honestly, that was a decision made on the fly, and that decision was made to use a block that was easy to obtain but slightly different than the stone brick. You can make those decisions differently depending on whether you're in creative or in survival and whatever blocks you have handy, but that's what I did. So we're going to core them all the way up and then put the other 4 edges in so that we make a solid base, and we're going to do the exact same thing on all of the other 5. Once you've done that, you will look at these and go, well, they look a little bit bare on top, they're a little bit flat and a little bit boring. Now, my solution to this was pretty simple. I just did this. Whoops. Really straightforward with the slabs. You can do whatever you like there. You can experiment and try different designs of your own if you like. Obviously, the detailing on this really can be modified to suit your style, your materials, your situation, whatever you want. But that's the way I solved that problem. Before we get on to finishing the archways to join these pillars up, we've just got this one little edge to do here. So we're going to quickly do that. We're going to first of all take our slabs and bring them all the way out like so, and we can bring them to there. And then in here, we're just going to come in just like we did with other ones with the polished andesite. And we're going to go, let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe? 2, no, let's do a 6. Let's go 6, and then a 2, and a 1. And let's see how that looks. Yeah, I like the size of that. That fills up that space well enough. So we're going to just come in and finish off with the stone brick like so. And then we can come back out here. And now this actually, although we built it up right to the edge there, is a little bit different on the original. And we're going to fix that now. So we need to pull up our copper slabs again. Where are we? There. Oh, we don't want the waxed ones. No, we want this to go funny colours, which is great. We're going to take off 1 row like that and then bring it across, and then we're going to do that for each of the next rows. So take them out and bring it across, take them out and bring it across, same again here. So you're going to have to get in here underneath to finish them off, come back out sometimes. I will take that one off and do that there. So that comes off there and that goes there. So there we go. What you'll see now is we have that corner that goes up there. There's these funny spaces all over the place that we are going to have to fix, but there's more detailing going to happen there. Honestly, with these big builds, a lot of that is the way things are going to have to go is that you put the basic structures in and then you find all of the little wrinkles, the little holes, the little gaps, and fill them in as best you can. But we're going to put the basic structure up and then we're going to start finessing the details afterwards. And just like all the other windows here as well, we're going to put in our stone stairs upside down there and there and there and there, just like every other one. I shouldn't need to show you exactly how to do that by now. That's pretty much a standard. You might want to bridge that across like that because we can't put one higher because you can see that copper block's in the way. So we'll just pop it there. I think that works just fine. And we will put our stairs here and here to finish the detailing. And that is that side done. So let's start on these lower ones first. Before we do anything else, you see these circular windows here. You're going to have to put a line up the middle of them. Again, I use stone brick, but you can use whatever you want. It doesn't really matter too much. So once you've done that, you can see that's where this joins to there. It needs to have something to join to. And we're going to take the smooth stone slabs. I'm going to come in here, one below that polished andesite, and then we're going to make our first line of slabs, which should connect to here, just underneath the top of our circular, and then we can put in our side slabs one lower, super simple, all the way up. We probably need one more there, don't we? There we go. And then the same on the other side, really simple, bum 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 bum. So now that we're under here, let's put in the stone support. So we're going to go 1, 2 and 3 here. We're going to take that slab out, and then so you can see it's one step up. We're going to go 1, 2, and then we're going to go up one more and go 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and that should join us again to that pillar. And all we're going to do is pop in a few stairs to make it look a little bit more finessed, a little less blocky, as unblocky as we can get in Minecraft. So one there and one there, and that's basically it. It's hard to see because we're in close quarters. Let's go over the other side. You can see there it is. So we just need to fill in the gap there. Super simple, just like you did before. Come in and fill in with your stone like that to make it nice and solid. You could even perhaps pop in one there just to curve it off, make it look a little bit more arched, and that's it. We're going to just repeat that 1, 2 and then 3 more times. Where it meets here, obviously it's going to look a little different because it's not going to that pillar, it's going a couple in. So let's do one of these now. You will notice when we come around the corner here and do the taller ones that in actual fact they're going to be slightly shorter than these ones because the gap from here to here is 7 blocks, whereas the gap from here to here is only 5, so they're slightly different. And here we're going to go at the exact same spot. We're going to go one under that polished andesite, and then we're going to make our diagonal slabs all the way up and into there, and then pop in the sides 1 and 2, and then this time we're going to come in with our stone bricks. We're going to do 3 down just like we did last time. 1, 2, 3, and this time we're just going to take that out there and go 1, 2, 3, 4, and that joins us straight up into there. You can put 5 in to the actual pillar there, fill that up and pop in your upturned stairs just like that, just like that, and just like that. And that's what we're going to do here. We just need to do that 2 more times for each of these. And one last tiny variation, this middle pillar here obviously comes in to the middle of this window here. So when we get to just in front of the window here, so one in front, we're just going to come here and we're just going to make a structural pillar here in a similar way that we did in the middle of the round windows, but we're just going to bring that down to there so it just looks like it's a bit more solid. And as usual, just fill in that and put in your upturned stairs there, there and there, and that's that one done as well. We are finally here at the side entrance, and we are going to do a little bit like we did at the front, and we're going to skip across this and then finish it after, and I'll show you why now. What we're going to do just quickly is the next 3 pillars, 1, 2 and 3, we're going to bring up to the same height as this one. We can make it easy for ourselves by just bringing a set of stone bricks out to roughly there. Yeah, that's about it. We're not going to do that one yet. We're only going to go to here, and the reason for that will become obvious fairly soon. But once you've done that, you need to just fill in all 3 of those pillars. So that's as much as we're going to do on the side entrance for now. That's just enough to make sure that we have everything in the right place. What we're going to do is this last bit of the wall where we've put the base in already, we are basically going to duplicate over exactly what we've done on this side. So all of this wall, and all of this to about here, but without this middle post. Let me show you that on the original, see if it makes sense to you. It's a mirror image really. So we have one post, and then those 3. And we go over to the other side, we're going to have one post, and these 3. And it's exactly the same. So all you need to do is follow the instructions we have been doing, but straight across. So you can see the windows are exactly the same. We've got these large pointy windows here. We've got the 2 slim ones here for the 5 width wall, and then we've got 1 circular window, and they are all exactly the same. So that makes things really, really easy. We will have to do something slightly different for this wall here, so don't worry about that yet. We will come to that. But for now, just put all of your buttresses up, put your sloping roof in, put your upper windows in, and put in all of the detailing on this side that joins back up to your square bit in the middle. So just like we did right near the beginning of this video, what you're probably going to do to start with is to do this detailing here. So this row here, just across there to there. Then you can put your windows in, windows, build your buttresses up, fill in your walls, put your slopey roof, put your flying buttresses in, and then you're done. That is a huge amount of this build completed once we've got that. And then what we're going to do to finish off the episode is we're just going to finish off by showing you the detailing on this side face. So I thought I would do this as you would by hand, just so that I could see that this makes sense. And I thought I'd give you a little progress report just to check in. You can see I've put in the top level windows there, the thin windows and the circular window, the detailing across the top. We've brought these inner pillars up, 1, 2, 3 and that one, and we've brought the outer pillars up all the way to the top height of the flying buttresses. Now all we need to do is pop in that copper slanted roof and finish off these flying buttresses, and we're pretty much there. Okay, so as you can see, we've got this mirrored section in. I have realized this video is going quite long now, so instead of doing this side face, actually what we're going to finish with today is we're going to put the side roof and the back roof on. We're not going to do the semicircular section at the end though, because that's a bit more complicated. We're going to leave that till next episode. So the last thing we need to do is we need to pop on a roof very similar to this on this side, and one coming out of the back. So we'll show you how to do that now. We're going to start up at the top here on the sides. We're just going to make sure that behind this row of slabs here, we can keep this nice and neat by popping in the stone bricks all the way like that. And then at the front, you're going to grab your andesite and you're going to start there on the edge of that slab and come all the way across until you reach the slab on the other side there. And then we're going to make another A-frame. We're going to count 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to start there and then start coming up, obviously taking them out as you go all the way up until we have a proper A-frame. And when you're done, it should look just like that. And in the same way that we did with this, all we're going to do is take our copper blocks from behind each one of these and bring them all the way to here. But before we do that, no, in fact, let's do that now. So up here, just like on every other roof, we're going to leave one there, and we're going to start there, and it goes up in that perfect diagonal. And for now, we can only bring it to here. What eventually will happen to this bit of the apex is it will join on to the base of the dome. We'll see that in the next episode, but you can just stop here where our big square is, and we're also going to leave the last layer, the apex, there, and we're going to do the same kind of detailing as we did over there. Let's get this copper in first though. So there's the base of the roof. We are now going to do the detailing, and it's really straightforward. You see, wherever we've got one of those chiseled stone along the bottoms, we're going to put one of those chiseled stone at the top, really simply, like that. So we should have something like that, and we can just then come back in with the stone brick slabs and fill up the spaces. This is all going to be very familiar because at this point we are using the pattern that we've been using to build all the way through the episode. And to finish off, we just bring in the polished stone slabs like so, and we're just going to pop that in there. We're going to go all the way up, making sure that each layer goes up half a step more than the layer underneath it, like that. And obviously at the bottom here you can just put a single line that goes all the way across. It's identical to the one at the front. Super simple like that, just to detail it a little bit. And then we're going to do, for you guys, obviously the same on the other side. And then we're going to finish off here. And this is even easier again. All we're going to do is exactly replicate these first two sections here, 1 and 2. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 chisel blocks out, but you're going to go out from this side instead. I forgot as well, we're going to go in, put the stone slabs in just like we did on the previous roofs as well, all the way down. Finally, we're going to extend that roof out to this side, to the yellow line basically, to where we've built to. No surprises there, and exactly the same as we did last time, we are going to pop in 7 layers of the stone, starting there. So there's 1, and then 6 more. This time we'll do it a little bit differently because the apex is lower than the build that we've got already, so you just need to find the center of this and put 1 in. Yep, that looks like the center. Then we're going with stone bricks. We're going to do 2, and then a chiseled, 3, and then a chiseled, and then we're going to do 4 chiseled, 4 and chiseled. And that's it. All we need to do is come in after that and work all the way down the building with the copper blocks. No surprise, just in a straightforward diagonal line, and you should find that you will reach exactly there, and then bring that all the way out and do the detailing exactly like we did before, joining the chiseled to the chiseled. We probably missed a couple out here, didn't we, on the side detailing, so you can see that goes in the middle of the circular window there, and that goes in the middle of the thin windows there, and you should be able to join the detailing up in the exact same ways we did there. And there we go, folks. If you stuck with me through all of that, you have done heroic things. Obviously we're not finished, but we're a lot further on than when we started. We now, if you've done more than I have and done both sides, you will have an entire roof section on, and the exterior is almost finished. So next episode, what we're going to be doing to finish off the exterior is to get the tops of the front towers on. We're going to put the dome in, we are going to put these side faces in, and we're going to finish off with this tricky semicircular bit at the back. And that's it for the episode, folks. Thanks for sticking with it, and I hope you're enjoying it. If you have any suggestions, any other builds you want to see, as always, stick them in the comments below, and do subscribe so that we can hit that big massive 1000 soon, and hopefully we will have this build finished for you in the next couple of episodes, and yeah, I think we made some really good progress, so we'll see you in the next one.